Hello, everyone.
Good evening,
Am I
ma'am.
audible? Good evening. Okay. So, since Madhavi ma'am is not here, actually sick, so I'll be taking your class for today. It's going to be a very simple one. I'm just going to, teach you some basic Python programs, like calculating the circle, area, rectangle, and even square. So, like employee salary hike. So just the basics of everything. You can follow along. Shall I? So all right, let's start with the first program. So that calculates the area of a rectangle and a square. So first we'll ask the user to enter the values. So it'll be length. You guys can follow along. Load. So here we are using input to ask the user for the rectangle's length. Since input comes as a text, we convert it into a number using float, which all which allows decimals like 5.6 or 3.9. So that basically allows decimals. So rectangle length. So, okay, next the same thing for width as well. Input enter rectangle width. So, can anyone tell me like what is the formula to calculate the area of a rectangle?
Length into breadth.
Yes. So now we basically multiply, the length and the width. So this is the formula. LN length into width. So to calculate the area, now we print the area. So this prints the result to the screen. I hope I don't have any errors. Yeah. So enter the rectangle length, say 12, with say 13. So this is the simple program to calculate the area of a rectangle. So the same thing, we can do it for square. Can anybody tell me like how we can do it for calculate the area of a square?
Single input, ma'am. Just one side.
Yes. Who is this?
RN, ma'am.
Okay, Aryan. So the same thing, we ask the user to enter the side length of a square. So enter square side. Okay. Then square area. So what is the formula to calculate the square of an the area
Side
of a
into
square?
side, ma'am. Side into side.
Yes,
S
side
square.
into side. Yes, S into S. So for a square, like all sides are equal. So we just multiply side into side itself. Yeah. So side into side. Now we print square area square area. Yeah. Enter square, so 7. So it just multiplies 7 into 7, that is side into side. Uh, are you, is everyone following?
Yes, ma'am.
Only Aryan is answering. Others, is it clear? Do you guys have any doubts till now? Should I be slow, or you guys are able to understand? I'll take that as a yes. So now we'll calculate the area of a circle. So how do we do it? Anyone? Okay, we'll move radius the same load. So we start by asking the user to input the radius of a circle. Okay. And since, yeah, again, since they may enter a decimal, we use float. Enter the radius of the circle. Okay. So now the formula of for circle area. So the formula is pi into radius square. What is a pi? 159 into radius. Since this is radius square, see. So this is the formula of for the area of circle, pi into radius square. So we use the value 3.14159 to represent the pi. So we multiply the radius by itself, which is the same as radius square. So this is, now we print area of the circle. So enter the radius, say 12. So this. So now we print out the result. This is showing the area of the circle. So in our program, we are using 3.14159 to approximate pi. But this is just an approximation. So for more accuracy, Python has a built-in constant for pi called math.pi. You see, if you can see here, this is a built-in constant for pi. So before using math5, you need to import the math library. So after importing, you put the area like how we've entered here. Over here, area. So area is equal to 3.14159. We've just made it easier by importing the math library and the constant math.py into radius, which is just used for more precision in the in our program. Since the value of pi is not just 159, it goes beyond that. So when you enter run, it asks the same. Which what did I use here? 12. So 12. 12, enter. As you can see, it is 452.389,342. Over here, the result was 95999. So this is a a library in Python. It just gives more precision, in our calculations as well. So moving on, is everyone following till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the next is salary hike calculator. Okay. So, okay, before beginning, does anybody have any idea how we can do till now? It's everything is quite similar, so you guys should have in like any idea of how we're going about. Okay. So we first start by collecting the basic details, okay? The employee's number and name, since these are usually, what business. Enter employee number, employee name, enter employee name. Okay. So now moving to get and convert the salary. So, you know, we ask for the current salary, which is salary load the same input, enter current salary. Yeah. So we ask for current salary since salary can have decimal values. Again, we are using float. So next is calculating the hike, which is so we'll be calculating the 10% hike salary. So for percent, we'll write 0.10. So no, it's the 10% hike using simple multiplication. 10 is written as 0.10. Okay. So add hike to salary. So total salary equals salary plus hike. Now we now to display the details, print employee number, mm, school number, the same print employee name, employee name, and then print mm, total salaries after 10% hike. Yeah. So that is the total salary that we have defined. Lastly, print hike amount. Which is hike. Okay. So employee number you can give whatever you like, 34, name, say John, current salary 35,000. Yeah. So see, as you can see, this simple program has calculated its salary after 10% hike, which is 38,500, and also given the hike amount. So next, we'll move to the next program, which is Pythagorean theorem calculus. Does anyone know what is the Pythagoras theorem? Can anyone answer? So we all have studied, right in a right angle triangle. So in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse C is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, A and B. So the formula goes like C square is equal to A square plus B square. I hope you all are aware. So in this program, we'll be doing two things. One is calculate the hypotenuse of the triangle, and also if the hypotenuse is given and the other side is also given, how can we calculate the other side, which is if C is given, which is the hypotenuse, and A, the side is given, how do we calculate the B? So first is this. So this function takes the lengths of sides A and B, squares them, adds them, and returns the square root, which gives us the hypotenuse. Okay. So, and then this function. So, if we already know, like I said, if we already know the hypotenuse, which is the C, and one side, which is A, this function helps us calculate the missing side using this formula, a rearranged formula, which is, like I told you, C square is equal to B square plus A. Now, the main program. So, this is just a header. So, and then you can see here to calculate the hypotenuse A, B, and C. So we take user input for both the sides A and B and call the hypotenuse. So and call the hypotenuse function which we defined here. So call the hypotenuse function and then print the result. Round it to two decimals. Okay. So and then let me show you this first. So print enter the side say 12 and then say 14. See, it has calculated the hypotenuse, which is 18.44. So coming to the next part, so we'll just so coming to the next part, it is like very simple. So to calculate one side of a triangle, so we just do the reverse. If the hypotenuse and one side are known, we find the missing length. That's it. There's not much difference in both the programs. So enter the length of the hypotenuse. Same. We'll take the same 18.44 and then enter the length, say 12. See, it has calculated the length of the other side. We had given the enter the length. At first, we had calculated the hypotenuse. We gave the side length as 12 and 14. The same thing we did, and it found the exact same side. So length of the side. So lastly, we have this last program to calculate, to it's a student marks calculator. So first, we need to collect student details and marks for 5 subjects, then calculate the total marks and average. So this is to collect the student details. You can say like these lines collect basic information from the user using input. Okay. So the seat number, student ID, and name. And then um, create an empty list to store marks. So we use a list called marks. I think you'll be studying this in the coming up lectures to store the 5 subject marks. Okay. So, and then we use a for loop. So we want the user to enter marks for 5 subjects right. Instead of repeating the same line 5 times, we use a for loop. See, in range 1, comma 6 means start from 1 and go up to 5. Python stops before the last number. So this loop runs 5 times. Each time it asks the user to enter marks for that subject and stores it in the list called marks, which we created here called marks using append. Okay. Now to calculate total and average, we use this sum marks to add all the values in the list and then divide by 5 to get the average. And then lastly, we just print all the details and the result. So yeah, enter seat number, seat 04. student ID 15, name of the student Aryan, enter marks for subject 1 45, 67, 89, 23. Guys, this is what loop is. This is what I was talking about. It asks the users to enter marks for that subject and stores. It keeps repeating. And then 67. So average total marks of Aryan was 291 and average marks was 58. So uh, that's it. Any questions? Do you guys have any doubts or anything? Feel free to ask. Also, I'd recommend trying out this on your own with different values and modifying the code to calculate other things like grades based on marks, something. Do you guys have any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Is everything clear?
Clear, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'd sent something on group. Had sent two questions and told you guys, to solve. And one of you, if anyone has solved those two questions, can anybody present and, is anybody ready? Are you ready? Aryan, Arvind, do you guys want to present?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Arvind,
Uh, my- uh, uh,
do you want to present, Arvind? Okay. Aryan, you can go ahead with
mm,
first.
mm.
Arvind, can you answer in chat box? You're not audible. If Arvind wants to present, so Aryan, you can solve the first one and Arvind the second one. Aryan, you can go ahead.
Ma'am, this one I have already done, ma'am. Yes, no.
Yep. Just explain what you did to your friends here in the class.
Yes, ma'am. I have took a variable num, ma'am, and I assigned it a input value, ma'am. Here I will take a input of int value, ma'am. So here I will start the loop, ma'am. If num, I will take condition, ma'am. If num mod 2 means if I get reminder as 0, it will be an even number. If I don't get reminder as 0, else I will get it. I will tell them it is as odd number. So if I run the program and I will give input as 3, the number will be odd one. So if I do for 18, it will be even.
Okay. Good, Aryan. So, anybody else who wants to present? Anybody else want to, answer? Aryan, have you solved it? The second one as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Then go ahead, Aryan.
Okay. So here again, I am assigning input value for num variable ma'am. And I will assign 0 for variable sum ma'am. Assigning value will be 0 ma'am. Here I will start the loop for loop ma'am. Uh, so ma'am here why I picked num plus 1 is because in this loop the last digit would be NS1. So here if I will give input as 5, here it will be 4 months. So I am taking plus 1 month for incrementing. So if I will be in this range means if I will start from 0 and it will end up to this input ma'am. The sum will be sum v plus this value ma'am. First it will be 0, then next it will be 1 till the range of this number. So after getting the final value, I will print the sum, ma'am. So here I will take an example, ma'am. I will give 3, ma'am. Here I am giving 3 and it will take the input, ma'am, and the sum will be 0. And this will be, in this loop, it will come, ma'am, and it will check if it is in range, if I will be 0 in the starting, and it will check if it is in range of 3. So as it is less than 3, it will go into the loop, ma'am. Here sum is initial value 0, and I am adding 1 to it. It will become 1, and again it will check, ma'am. So it will keep on incrementing and checking, ma'am. And if the value is 4, it will exit the loop, and here I will get the sum value. So here up to 3 numbers, sum will be 6. That's it.
Okay. Good, Aryan. Good. Seems like only Aryan is in the class. What about others? Does anybody else want to go ahead and try it once? Yeah. So that's it for today. Session will be taken by Madhavi ma'am. Arvind, my friend, have a problem to open for class. So the next session will be taken by Madhavi ma'am. We'll continue with the rest of your modules. Then, so bye everyone.